Being an entrepreneur is a very lonely journey. And a lot of people who set out on this journey do not understand the level of solitude that you have to become accustomed to in order to be successful. So many people live the majority of their life basing their entire view of themselves off of how the other people in their friend group or in their communities view them. But when you become an entrepreneur, you break free of what the majority of people are doing. Most people are working a 9 to 5. Most people are going to school. Most people are picking up these different jobs, and they're living this very textbook life that is a lot safer, some people might say. But the reality is, you going off on your own challenges those people who have chosen to live life a different way, because what they understand is that you have the potential to build something incredibly great. When somebody opts in for a typical career, they are very, very limited by what they can achieve being in the position that they are in. Like, you have a ceiling. You only have so many cool things that you can actually do, because you're limited because you have a specific profession, and your job is to do that job day in and day out and continue to try to get a little bit better at it. Yeah, you might get a couple promotions here and there. You might get a little bit of a raise as time goes on. When you're an entrepreneur, you can completely change around your entire life, your entire financial situation, all in the span of like 6 months to a year. Because you are going out and you're basically saying, hey, I'm going to create the product. I am going to create the marketing. I am going to do absolutely everything, and I'm going to collect the majority of the profit. And when other people see that, they'll try to convince you that it's a bad idea. They'll try to convince you, oh my gosh, that's so risky. Think about this for a second. You're working for a company that could can you tomorrow, and they really don't care about you, let's be honest. I've had so many fitness coaches that come into Empire Blueprint who tell me these stories about how their fitness coaching today, they're trying to make it work because their job that they worked at for 5 to 10 years just decided to can them one day. Even though they were giving their absolute 100% effort. I had one guy who was like, Brandon, I saved my company 7+ figures working for them for the past 6 years, and they decided to can me out of nowhere. He said, I was providing so much value within this company. And so you wonder, well, why do these people who choose like the 9 to 5 route, why are they so threatened by entrepreneurs? Well, it's because your entire existence is showing them that what they have chosen to do is going to keep them stuck in mediocrity. They realize that they don't have the same level of freedom. And they might not have the same level of stress as well as you do. You're going to have to put in a lot of work when nobody else is watching. You're going to have to do a lot of things, develop a lot of skills that person who works the 9 to 5 job, he could go his entire life without having to need those specific skills. You're going to have to develop them. But like I said, what you have the chance to achieve is so much greater than somebody who's on a set path, on a certain track that they cannot deviate from. So of course they are going to feel threatened when they look at you, which is oftentimes why entrepreneurs can only hang around other entrepreneurs, because they actually respect each other, because they actually know what the other person has gone through, and they don't view the other person as competition, but rather as a living example that what they want to continue to do is possible. That is the entrepreneurial mindset, is being able to look at other people and think, how do I do that? Rather, the people who opt for the traditional route look at entrepreneurs and say, that's insane. I never want to do that. but they want to reap the rewards. They want to be successful. They want all of the things that come along with it, but they aren't willing to do the things that are actually going to get them there. That's why the community aspect of Empire Blueprint has been so incredibly helpful for so many fitness coaches, is because when you're in a community like that where everybody is watching other people succeed, you're watching somebody else go from $0 to $10,000 per month selling fitness coaching, you're watching other people's content take off and then get tens of thousands of followers, you realize, oh, I can do it for myself. It's not demotivating for you, it's very motivating for you. Because you're like, this person was in the exact situation that I'm currently in 2 months ago. And now they're making it. Now they're seeing progress. How can I get to where they are now? How can I follow in their footsteps? And so you need to be okay with working in solitude and even understand that not only is everyone not going to want your success as badly for you, but they just want to see you do just as well as them. They never want to see you do better. They really don't. Most people are going to get jealous when they see you succeeding at what you're doing. And that just means that you are winning. That's a good sign. Part of your job as an entrepreneur should be to kind of make the people around you that are living lives of mediocrity jealous, because that's how those types of people operate. They don't look at you and think, oh, I should try to learn from this guy. Oh, I should try to do that for myself. I should implement some of these habits. No, they look at you and they just simply feel threatened. And then they make some sort of excuse. Like, oh, it's just way harder. Oh, it's probably not gonna work for very long. All these different types of things. I've heard them all before. So you have to learn to be on your own, find your own group of people who are actually going to view you in a positive light, even throughout your success. And you also need to understand that your journey is going to look a lot different from everybody else's. It just is. It's not going to be the exact same. Nobody has the same exact success route. Everybody's path looks very, very different. And it's up for you to carve out that path. And you can join something like Empire Blueprint, where we teach you how to learn the skills that are actually going to benefit you in the long run. But at the end of the day, your brand is going to look exponentially more different than every other fitness coach that has gone from $0 to $10,000 per month inside of Empire Blueprint. If it looks the same as somebody else's, that's a huge problem. It means that you're not being you, you're being somebody else. You have to keep that in mind. When you make content, you have to get good at seeing yourself through that third person lens and thinking, what are the aspects about me that make me unique? And how do I capitalize on those in order to collect the type of people who are going to benefit from my message? Because in the same way that other entrepreneurs will look at you and say, you know what, this guy is killing it. I want to know how he did it. I want to follow in his footsteps. That is exactly what your clients are doing when they come to you for your service. They are saying, I want to follow this guy because he has this knowledge, he has this wisdom, and I want to be a product of that wisdom, and I want to make progress exponentially faster with his help. So you need to be able to tailor those aspects of yourself into the brand that you are making to ultimately create what is your own ecosystem, where you are making sales, where you are utilizing all of the skills that you've learned in order to become incredibly profitable. So hopefully this video encourages some of you guys who might just be in the trenches right now. I see it time and time and again, guys who are depressed, like that their wives or their significant others or that their friends aren't being super encouraging about their business endeavors. It's like, dude, what did you expect? What did you expect, man? People never want you to do better than they're doing. That's just how it works. That's how the average person operates. So if you want to find a community like that, find another community of people who are doing something very similar to what you're doing. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you see the world differently. You have to learn to live differently in order to capitalize on it. So drop a like down below if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.